What's going on? It's Dapper Don, and I'm excited to welcome you all back. UIndy's Student Government Association has been a hot topic on campus as of late, with many folks debating, talking, and accusing. That's why I felt it prudent to bring on one of the folks running for SGA president at the time of this interview, as well as his running mate, to pick their brains and ultimately find out just what the heck the plan is. Before we introduce our guests, though, I'd like to thank those who sent in questions or comments, as well as those who didn't, just for tuning in. Now, introducing to the show, candidate Chris Hammer and his running mate, Jose Cheshier. Go on and tell them about yourself, boys.
How's it going? It's an absolute honor to be on the show. We see you around
Absolutely.
campus, up and coming. So
Thank you.
we respect the hustle. But
Thank you.
yeah, my name's Chris Hammer, alongside my good friend Jose. We are running for student government president here.
And vice president.
Excellent, excellent. And what are your years and majors? You can start.
I am a current sophomore right now. I double major in political science and communications.
Excellent.
I'm also a sophomore. I'm majoring in business administration and management, and I'm a part of the class of 2027.
All right. And do you boys have any fun hobbies you like to engage in your free time?
So yes, definitely. A lot of people on campus are familiar with an Instagram page we run here called UIndy. That takes up a lot of our free time, but we have fun doing it. So
Awesome, awesome. And what is something that excites you boys, and what's something that pisses you off?
Oh, one thing that makes me mad, he's sitting in this room. His name's Badri. He makes me absolutely livid. One thing that makes me happy, money.
All right, all
Real.
right.
Absolutely real.
All right. All right. Well, now we're going to start getting into questions, and these questions are sorted into sections: vision and platform, representation, problem solving, accountability, and then there's a rapid fire round towards the end, then our conclusion. So let's begin.
All right.
And make sure you boys, talk at length.
Got you.
Yep. The viewers desperately want to know. Vision and platform. If you could use one sentence, what is your platform? In only one sentence.
Our platform is transparency. We want to make sure the students are the voices that are being heard on campus.
Excellent, excellent. And what, in your own words, are the top 5 priorities of your platform?
Well, as mentioned before, the number one priority of our campus would probably be transparency. We want to actually get feedback from the students rather than just going to the university themselves.
Excellent.
And that'll really take care of a lot of our other priorities, because we would like to create a website where the students will tell us what their biggest issues are.
Okay.
And from week to week, whatever the biggest issue is, we want to do our best to take care of that, because we feel if we are elected, it's our job to represent you guys as the students and not just do whatever the heck we want to do.
So a lot of reaching out to the people.
Yes.
Is that something that was different from the previous administration?
We would like to think so, yes. A lot of the people that we've talked to a lot of them don't even know we have a student government here.
Wow.
So our job is we want to expand it and get it out into the public and get more people involved in it.
Okay. And kind of going into more of that, what's the impact you aim to have on the student body? By the end of your term, what do you hope the student body takes away?
By the end of our term, I hope the student body just, one, realizes we have a student government here.
Right.
And two, just knows that they have a voice here on campus. They don't just have to, go along with whatever the university does, and they will have people that are willing to fight for them and fight for what they want done.
Okay. If you left UIndy today, what message would you hope to leave for the students? Like just one message overall.
I left UIndy today. I think my message to the students would probably be to just make sure your voice is heard. You don't have to just go along with everything. Make sure you're involved in campus. Make sure you're involved with everything that goes on here, so that way you can have a fun time here.
Okay. And firstly, how do you distinguish yourself from your opponents as far as your leadership goals and things of that nature?
Yeah. So our opponents, a big topic is diversity in a lot of these debates that we've had.
Yes.
If anybody's familiar with the group that we run on Instagram, I would be hard pressed to find a group that's pretty more diverse than us.
Right.
Obviously, I am, white. My running mate Jose is of Hispanic descent. Badri is from India, and we have 2 other people named Martin, and he's from South America. We've got somebody who's from Africa on our team.
Oh, wow.
A wide variety of opinions on our team here.
Okay.
And in terms of just me and Jose, we are the complete opposite of each other. Do you want to go into that a little bit?
So Chris is a Republican. I'm a Democrat. That's already one of our greatest strengths, is that we have inclusion just within our own cabinet, different perspective, and we're promoting that in our cabinet too. We disagree on things like DEI. Chris believes in picking his cabinet on merit and things they've done.
Yes.
I believe in the same thing, except promoting inclusion and different perspectives
Mhm.
without necessarily checking boxes. So that's one
Right.
instance where we just disagree, but it makes our
Each
cabinet
of us,
power
each of us
more
wouldn't
powerful.
be just like a yes man going along with what we said. We
No.
do have very different opinions, and that's what I think one of our greatest strengths are.
Okay, and kind of adding to that, like let's just say that there are points that the two of you are like hard line. We will not converge on this. How will you then decide what to do?
Well, I think that's where the cabinet comes in. The positions that we have. If there's an issue that we are just really just on opposite ends of, then I think that's where the cabinet comes in to try to mediate between us to get those other opinions involved. I would like to think that we are pretty good at talking out our issues and getting to a
Yes.
median conclusion
I
here.
don't think we've ever really even with UISH,
Right.
I don't think we've disagreed each other to death. And
Right. We definitely had disagreements.
We're not
but it's
dogmatic
ended
at all.
up getting worked out though.
Yeah.
And how long have you two known each other before running for SGA?
A long time. So we both went to the same high school system together. I met him
Middle school too, right?
in middle school. Yeah, I think I met you
wow.
in middle school. So I've known Jose for the better part of like 8 years now
Yeah.
almost. So
Okay, so you guys are in sync.
yeah.
Well, mostly. I mean, as much as in sync as two guy friends
Yeah.
can be.
Right.
And I guess how would your leadership differ from the past candidates for this role?
It would differ basically because we want to get actually out into the community.
Yes.
As our, talking to people around campus, it feels like a lot of the past administrations didn't really do this really well enough. If you know what we do, we're at almost every event. We talk to all the RSOs. We go to almost all the sporting events. We are out on campus, so
absolutely.
it's not hard to find us. We want to make sure that our phone lines are on, our email lines are on, everything. Jose, you do some more stuff too, don't you?
And one thing different that we want to do than the previous SGA candidates is create that ledger on that website. We want to have a history of what we've done. People can pick exactly what we've done. Because if you want to find out what the past SGA presidents have done, you really have to dig. You have to go into the reflector. You have to go to these other sources.
Yes.
For us, we want to create a ledger where students can see exactly what we've done and how we've solved their problems.
So basically like a portfolio.
Exactly.
Except, publicly available so that
Right.
any students that are like, what's going on here can just look at it. Right.
And we want to keep this completely transparent too, so that way if we do end up messing up and we just don't get something done, it's out there in the public to be like, hey, these guys haven't gotten what I want done yet.
Oh,
also we want to protect students, anonymity while they report problems, because if Badri has a problem on campus and then we call it out to the whole campus, everybody's going to get mad at Badri. But if he's anonymous, then it's fine. We can solve that problem without calling him out.
Perfect. And I believe you've answered my questions because it's just a question about the concrete thing you hope to change on campus. That's, again, student feedback. So we're going to move on to the next section, representation. Now, this has been a hot topic in the UIndy story. People are kind of like, again, doing a lot of accusing.
Oh, yeah. We're familiar.
A lot of those things. So I just want to kind of ask these questions and get it out there. How do you aim with your administration to represent the more underrepresented groups here on campus, that being the minorities, commuters, grad students, and perhaps one of the biggest and most vocal communities I've seen, the LGBTQ plus community?
Yeah. So with that, we want to represent them on our cabinet, because obviously Chris and I have no ties to the LGBTQIA plus community. Neither of us are a part of these marginalized groups. We want to pick our cabinet positions based on those and increase perspective.
Okay. And what are some specific strategies that you would use to encourage student participation in these matters, or just campus matters in general?
You're referring to student participation in just feedback or in our cabinet?
Just in your cabinet, just in general.
Right. So in terms of picking the cabinet, as mentioned before, we definitely want to get people that are interested, because there are positions in the cabinet. There's certain jobs that cabinet members have to do. DEI, that is a cabinet position. That is a dedicated position. But we definitely want to make sure we're hitting all the groups on campus. But we also want to make sure we're picking somebody that has a background in the field. Like, for example, there's a finance chair. If we can get somebody from the LGBTQ community that's also interested in finance, that would be the ideal role. The way to go on about to get that is we would probably have to send out some emails to the campus wide and probably host
interviewing,
kind of like applying for a job almost.
Okay. So in reference to your platform is kind of like, if you want more representation on this, it's kind of time to create that representation, which is something that I guess was a little bit of a hot button topic that people were worried about, like the representation.
Yes.
But I think that allowing them to be able to do it themselves is.
And I think like on the story, because that's the big topic right now, they just see me, and I will be transparent. Yes, I do follow a lot of Republican leaders because, as mentioned before, I am Republican, but my running mate is Democrat.
Yes.
But it feels like a lot of these people either didn't watch the debate or didn't see our videos about this because our entire crew that we surround ourselves with is vastly different opinions, people from all over the globe. I mean, just look at me and Jose, the exact opposites. So we've campaigned on the fact that we are very different, but I think a lot of people on that story and on Fizz are just kind of unfamiliar with what we're bringing to the table.
And go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I was just going to say I would like to set the record straight on that.
Well, yeah. And in reference to the story in Fizz, I know that a lot of that is like played up, but we kind of have to think about it here. You're not an extremist Republican. We're not veering into like, oh, I'm going to put tariffs on people just for existing. Right?
Like, it's weird that people are bringing all this up because this is student government. Like, I don't actually have the power to lower your taxes. Or, like, actually do like actual politics here.
Like you're going to raise tuition or something.
No.
Like if you did any of the things the extremists are talking about, it would hurt you too.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I just don't understand why actual IRL politics plays a big role in this because like none of that. While yes, you hear that I'm running for president, it sounds like this political thing, but in reality, we're just in charge of planning a lot of events here, getting feedback, and working with you, the student.
Yes.
Like no actual taxes or laws like that are going to be made.
And it's not like you're just going to go around, you're gay, you can't exist here. That's just not how that works.
No, we can't do that.
So, okay.
Even if it did, I would stop that.
Right.
Exactly.
So when you were campaigning and kind of going back to like that initial, kind of getting that out there, did you reach out to anyone to get any input on your platform? And if so, how did they shape it?
So the initial campaign stage goes with we definitely used our Instagram page to our advantage.
Yes.
We've got Jose knows the number. Well, how many followers are we up to now?
1,056 as of today.
So yeah, we've definitely got a large amount of people on campus following that page. So that was our biggest tool, engaging what needed to be done in the community, gauging what needed to be done on campus. We go to, if anybody wanted us out at their event, we go out there, and when the cameras aren't rolling, when we aren't doing stuff like that, we're talking to the people that are putting these events on. We're talking to the people that are a part of them, just gauging out what they want done throughout the campus. And that's basically where we got the results of a lot of people didn't really know that SGA existed, right? Wouldn't you say that?
One of the fellow candidates actually put that out there, a questionnaire. They started going around asking the students, do you know where the SGA the SGA office is? Guess what they said? It rhymes with no.
My goodness.
No. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Yeah, you gotta know where the government is. You gotta know who's making these decisions, who's planning these events. And I think also too, I've noticed that it comes down to a general apathy from students, which, in my opinion, it's like you can't complain about things if you're not willing to engage with things.
Right. Yes.
I mean, that's the whole reason I started this show. Because I like to complain, but I'm gonna get in your face and tell you. So, But okay. And now we're gonna move on to our next section. Problem solving. This is what separates the men from the boys.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Tell the good people about any challenges you faced in this campaign. What happened and how did you handle it?
Well, I think the biggest challenge that we face in this campaign is definitely all the Fizz and the Snapchat stuff. So it was tough navigating this because once the voting started, we had to cease campaigning. We weren't allowed to do any campaigning. So anything that you saw in the stores or on Fizz, none of it was from us because we weren't allowed to do any of that.
It's not like this started as soon as we started campaigning. We had like a month of just free time. Nobody criticized us, none of that. But then once campaigning closed and we weren't allowed to say anything, then everything started popping up.
Really, before the election started, everything was really civil. Like we had a good working relationship with the other candidates that were running against us, but once that voting opened and we weren't allowed to say anything, but stuff really hit the fan quick there.
It's like people were like, because you couldn't rebuttal.
Right, exactly. We were kind of limited, useless there.
Right, so. Kind of just start talking and then go hide under a rock.
Exactly.
Which, that doesn't really work but it's fine. It's fine. But at some points, there will, as we've talked about over and over, obviously be a disconnect between what the students want and what the campus administrators deem necessary. Right. So how will you kind of bridge the gap between administration and the student body?
Well, I think just starting to bridge the gap involves just reaching out to the university themselves. And I'll be frank with them. I'll be transparent about them. It's like, I know we may not agree on this, but my job is to get done what the students want. This is what the students want done. So this is what I'm going to do. I will make sure to fight for what they want done. Now, it may be a long process to get that done, knowing some of the people that run our school here. But I just want students to know that I'm not going to back down or get you a terrible deal just to get it done. I'm definitely going to make sure that all your concerns are heard. And
Absolutely.
And if it doesn't come to fruition, I just want you to know it's not because I gave up or we lack of trying. We definitely want to make sure that we are doing what the students want.
And that's the hard part, is communicating with the university.
Mhm.
The easy part is communicating with the students.
Yeah,
We already
right.
know, we
Right.
can already gauge the students' concerns, what they want,
Mhm.
tuition,
Absolutely.
transparency, engagement, all of that. You know,
Mhm.
you have to pay for,
Right.
I could go through a huge list, but that's the hard part that Chris has to do.
Yes.
And I want to set the record straight. I'm open to working with the university. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just going to come in and not
No,
get anything done.
no.
But definitely, I will say that like I will do what the students want done, and I will make sure to tell them what the students want done. So that's where I'm at, like right there. I'm willing to
Awesome.
make it play. I'm willing to play. Let's make a deal, but only if that deal is fair for us.
Absolutely. And I want to ask too. Does it feel refreshing to be able to speak after so much time?
Yes. We got you have no idea how much stuff we just needed to set the record straight on. Just a whole week of this stuff blowing up on socials. And
Absolutely.
just to sit back and watch what the heck is going on.
And I personally will make sure that all channels are able to, all UIndy channels blow this the heck up.
Oh, we appreciate
we can't have I don't like false information just running around. Right. So, what is the most consistently overlooked issue on campus, and how do you plan to address it?
I think there's a lot of overlooked issues the way you look at it like that, because quite frankly, there's a bunch of issues, and I think the university is overlooking a lot of them.
Oh,
well, the big one I hear is tuition, but one that I think flies under the radar is the parking situation here on campus. I hear a lot of feedback about that, but it never seems to be at like the top of a lot of people's priority list.
Right.
And a big thing is representing commuters. Me and Jose are both commuters ourselves. We commute to campus. So in order to bridge that gap, we'd have to work with the university police department. I want to see if maybe we can get some more lots opened up to different permits. Like if you're a commuter, there's only like 2 or 3 lots that you can park in.
Really?
So pretty much, like if you get the yellow parking pass, you're pretty much limited to just the one that's up by like the bank and the one that's over by the football field. So
that's why I see the commuters kind of just walking off.
Yeah.
If you have
thousands of calories.
If you have a classy good haul, you better get to campus like 10 minutes early because you got a little bit of a hike in front of you.
And tuition is the other one. So the freshman retention rate for the University of Indianapolis went from 75% to 68%.
Yeah.
The tuition just keeps increasing, and we don't see any benefit from that. I mean, the swipes are still $7.50 per swipe.
Mm-hmm.
That's another concern that we also talk with the managers about. They also see that, and they want to fix it. But those are things like the parking gets swept under the rug via, I don't know, upper administration. But the tuition, we don't hear anything about that.
No.
And when I say our plan on tuition is like, we understand we have to be realistic about this. A lot of people want us to lower tuition. Quite frankly, as much as I would love to, that's just not a realistic thing.
That is an issue between the state and the government.
Well, what we would like to start work with the university on is getting tuition froze for you. Meaning the tuition that you pay your freshman year is the tuition you pay throughout your time here at UIndy.
If we can't get it frozen, then we're going to try to mitigate the damage. We're going to try to increase funding, outsource that to big donors. Try to get like your money's worth.
Right.
Okay. And in addendum to that, like what is sort of I want to go kind of run back to the parking issue. What is kind of, in your words, the biggest issue? Is it related to just the fact that everything's just more expensive and it's harder to do things now?
Well, I think the issue of parking comes down to is there's a lot of cars on campus. So, and I definitely think the issue of, commuters only having a couple lots to park in, like the general consensus among commuters is we need to be able to park somewhere. Like I was actually baffled to find out that the lot by the Switzer Student Center, we're not allowed to park there.
Wait, really?
No, well, after 3 p.m. when it opens up to everything. But, if you were just going off of the permit, we're not allowed to park there in the morning, which I'm like, it's the student center. Like, shouldn't that be open to everybody? Right. So we'd have to wait until 3 p.m. to be able to park there where they stop enforcing the permits.
And there's many ways to get that fixed too. Creating more stickers, just accessibility, just maybe a new sticker. Who knows?
Right.
And will that kind of freezing tuition, will that keep, because a lot of things as a whole on campus are going up. Like a lot of people have complained about the grab and go prices going up, and it's a lot of people just want to know, just kind of, are we going to stop seeing this kind of sort of inflation on campus?
Well, that's what I was going to hit on. It just comes down to inflation, which I think we've all realized inflation these past couple of years has just gotten crazy. Like, the price of eggs is outlandish right now.
$7-8. It's horrible.
But yeah, as much as we can, we would like to start working with the university on getting some advertisements, some outside money coming in, so that way we can try to mediate the situation here.
Okay.
Number one priority is getting your tuition frozen, so that way they can't just hit you up, your sophomore year and be like, hey, your tuition's getting increased.
Time to
Oh my goodness.
Time to pay up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we definitely want to look into advertisement, sponsorship, stuff like that to get more money coming into the university.
Absolutely. Okay. And now we're moving on to our next section, which is accountability. And then the last section will be our rapid fire personal questions. So accountability. And I know we've touched on this before, but how exactly will you ensure transparency in your decision making?
Well, I think that goes back to our website, like we mentioned earlier. We're going to make sure we're going to get somebody from outside our circle to run the website, so it's not just us putting it in there and doctoring up all the evidence and stuff like that. But yeah, everything on that website, and if we don't do something, we want to make sure the person running that website puts it in there. Did nothing today or something like that. Like it's going to make sure it gets on us. We'll always have something on our back to try to get our issues done here.
Right. And it's a student project.
Oh, awesome.
We're working with people that they major in computer science. It's not like we're getting a business admin major.
Right.
We're getting people that are actually qualified, and maybe they can put it in their future portfolio.
Excellent. And how will you measure your success?
We'll measure our success by issues handled. I want to realize that we're not be able to fix every single issue that comes to us, because talking to the university, as I've come to figure out, can be kind of a back and forth situation here.
Right.
So we would like to measure success based on just doing our best to get it done.
Because right now, I don't want to hate on the current SGA, but we can't see what they've tried to do. We can only see what they've done.
Right.
But if a student sees what we've done, they can also see what we've tried to do.
The process, the mistakes.
Exactly.
Right.
I want to emphasize that all of our contacts will be on this website. So if a student has a question about the work we've done, 24/7, 365, send us an email, send us a text. We will respond to you. We will be your ears here. We'll be your voice.
And I will say that it was great that you guys, kind of responded to me so quickly.
Yeah.
Were very professional and such. I did reach out to your opponent. So far, I have gotten no response. Let that be what it is. Let that be what it is. Let that be what it is. But now, if you do make a mistake, this is the big question. How will you hold yourself accountable?
Again, if we do make a mistake, it's not like we'll try to cover it up or sweep it on the rug. It's all going to be out there. So if we make a mistake, we'll have to address it. We'll have to, we want to pride ourselves on being very sociable. We'll put out videos. We'll create accounts. We'll create websites, and we'll send out emails. You'll be able to text us whenever. So
excellent.
And if we make a mistake, like I said, it's going to be out there. So there's no hiding from it for us. So we'll have to address it as soon as it comes out.
I'd rather have my representative make a mistake than just not try at all to represent me.
Well, you boys had better get ready, because they're going to be telling you a lot.
We're ready for it. Yep.
All right. And now it's time for a little bit of something more fun.
Gotcha.
Our rapid fire personal questions. First off, what's your go-to movie or show?
By Adam Sandler.
Ooh, that was quick. What do you think?
My favorite movie, I'm a baseball guy, grew up playing baseball, so the old movie Major League, if anybody has seen that. Funny movie, baseball movie, love it.
All right. And if you play any video games, what's your go-to?
I play Rainbow Six Siege.
Boy, probably MLB The Show, even though I am terrible at video games. You can give me a Call of Duty,
I don't think we since going to college or this past year, I said Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege very fast, but I haven't played it.
There's
on it.
Very limited time to play the game.
No, but it's like, when you get time.
Yeah, so it'd probably be MLB The Show for me. I play that with some of my buddies, but that's about it.
Awesome. Who has been the biggest influence in life, and whose philosophy do you follow to the letter?
For me, I would have to say it would be my dad. He's always been in my life. He's working in the field that I want to get into when I grow up in terms of media and political stuff like that. So he's always been there. He's always had my back, and he's always let me know when I messed up. So I really do respect that.
And I'm taking Chris's answer, my dad. Same thing. Just a father figure, wisdom, all that.
And I know that it's closed, and by the time this comes out and everything, decision will have been made. But once again, why should they vote for you?
Well, I think you should vote for us just because we want to be your voice. We truly believe that the job of the student government is to do the bidding of the students. It's not to do personal goals of us. It's not to inflate our egos. It's to get the job done that the students want done. And we think that we provide the best opportunity for you, the student, to have that happen.
All right. Okay. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming in. That's all for today's show. If you like this episode, or if we made at least one good point on any issue covered today, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All of my social media is linked below as usual. So be sure to follow me, friend me, whatever you got to do. And where can they find you, boys?
You can find us on Instagram at UIndySH, or you can just hit up our UIndy emails, hammerc@uindy.edu.
And CHESHIERJ@UIndy.edu.
Yep.
Excellent. And those will be linked as well. Also, be sure to come back here next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for an all-new episode. You don't want to miss what I have in store. Peace out!